today. Say it again. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited. Selma, one of the best movies ever. I don't know if many of you had the chance to see it. So moving. You and John Legend wrote the song Glory.
Yes.
It won a Golden Globe Award. Congratulations to you for that. And now you're nominated for an Oscar. I don't even know what that feels like.
Oh, man. I'm trying to digest what it feels like because it's a surreal feeling. It's such an honor, and it's a dream that I never knew would come. But it's just so great to be amongst the Oscar nominees and just being that. I was in the luncheon and just looking and like, wow, I'm here with all these great people. So
did you go like, did you have one of those moments, what am I doing here? Or
I had one of those moments while we were standing taking the photograph. I was looking at all this talent in the room, and then I just thought about, for some reason I thought about, wait, I come from the south side of Chicago, and I'm standing here with all these super talented people from all over the world.
Well, that's because you are also a super talented person.
Thank you.
You have such a soul, and when people talk about you, comment, talk about your music, they talk about your heart and the way that you reach others in terms of consciousness, social consciousness. And you said something in an interview that I just saw about the weight that you feel now to say something profound. Yes. Especially since the Golden Globes, where your speech moved so many people, because at a time of renewed racial strife in this country, you were talking about the commonality of man.
Yes.
That we're all in this together.
Yes, so I feel like when you have a platform to speak, you should say something that could be enlightening, inspiring. This is a blessing that we can speak to the world like this. And yes, I think it's important that the world knows that people want to come together. Like, I think even the powers that be need to see that we want to come together and we want to move forward as a nation, not just as like black people, white people, Latino people, Asian. We want to come together and move together forward together. So that's what I was really wanting to get across.
Well, that's the only way this will work.
Yeah.
It's the only way. Absolutely. Well, when the nominations came out, a lot of people were upset that Selma got only 2 nominations, Best Picture and Best Original Song. Yeah. They felt it deserved more, and some people use the word snub. They felt that the movie had been snubbed. Do you feel that it was?
Well, I don't really use the word snub. That's not a word I ever used before, but I have to say that we are grateful that Selma is nominated for Best Picture, and we are grateful that we have been nominated for Best Original Song. Of course, I was disappointed. I wanted Ava DuVernay and David Oyelowo and everybody,
the director and the lead,
yes, to receive their nominations. But we also understand this movie was about voting, right? This movie was about the voting process, and it's a voting process. And if that didn't happen this time, then we gotta respect that they weren't voted to be nominated this time. But hopefully they will in the future. And the impact that the movie is having is something to be celebrated. Like, when you know that people have bought tickets for junior high school students across the country. This has been happening for students to go attend this movie. Wealthy people said, we're going to gather our money so that we make sure that students see this movie. And churches, black and white, have taken their congregations and talked about going to see the movie and going to see it. That's the impact you want to have when you create something. So,
I can see it in your face, what it means to you.
Yeah, it means a lot. And people say, this movie inspired me. I had a little kid, an 8-year-old kid, say, I was wondering what he was about to say to me. He said, I seen you in Selma. I really loved you in Selma. This is a little white kid. I'm just, like, oh man, I felt like just moved that he even knew who I was, but then he just saw Selma with his dad. So it's like, I think that understanding is what we want to create with the film. What I wanted to say with my speech is like, man, let's understand we all human beings. That's what Dr. King and all the people were talking about.
That's better than the trophy. The trophy's nice, but that's better than the trophy. Well, I have a very good feeling that you're going to have a good night, Oscar night. I've got my fingers crossed. I want to switch gears because later I'm going to be talking, actually, you're a panel of singles in our Down on Love panel, and since you are single, I'm sorry. He makes me a little nervous. He's so handsome. Okay.
Thank you. Right here.
Since you are single, I wanted to get your take on one of the topics that WeTV, you know WeTV, it has a new reality show coming out. I kid you not, it's called Sex Box. Take a look at this, okay?
Yes.
Welcome to Sex Box. It's a little intimidating.
There's no backing out now. It can take 30 minutes, 40 minutes for a woman to be fully aroused and ready to be sexual.
How long?
I'm just saying. Well, give us the details.
Feels like I just lost my virginity.
Yeah?
I felt like it was my fault.
I'm still here. I'm not going to run away. I'm not shutting you down.
To say yes to sexual acts with your partners, to say yes to love, and to say yes to commitment.
Everybody go out there and have some sex. Sex box.
I actually can't believe we've gone from Selma to sex box in the conversation, but did you understand the way that show works?
Yes.
Yeah, so a couple comes on and they start to talk about their issues, not just sexual, but in their relationship. Then they go into this box. You cannot see them, you cannot hear them, but they are intimate. And then, huh?
The box is soundproof?
Yes, yeah, and you don't. And then they do whatever they do, and then they come out, and someone goes in and hoses that down. No, they come out. They come out, and then they talk to these are real therapists about their issues, and the theory behind the show is that sex, when you have sex, you release this hormone, oxytocin, and that makes you just kind of more warm and cuddly and stuff, and you're more likely to be kind to your partner as you're discussing issues. You don't have a tough shell around you. So do you think men are easier to talk to after they've had sex? Or is it easier for men to talk to you after they've had sex?
Well, I think we're easier to talk to before we had sex.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because you'll say anything to get the sex, or?
No, I mean,
Explain that.
I mean, I'm gonna be real clear.
Yes.
You know, like before the sex is a destination that a man wants to get to.
Sure.
So, like before the sex, it's best to get a lot of conversation in because you get to know the person at that point, and you're still waiting to get to that.
Mecca.
I won't say the Mecca. Thank you, but you're still
promised
waiting.
land.
So I think you're more attentive before pre-sex than you would be
But are
right
you
after.
really being attentive, Common, or are you just doing whatever it can to have the sex? No, come on.
No.
Because you're going to be yes, darling, yes, darling, yes, darling.
No. See,
Am I right?
Some guys,
Yeah.
some guys, some guys will do anything, but I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, look, I'm only gonna deal with truth. So if I don't feel you as a human being, as a woman, then I'm not going to sit up there and just talk just to get sex. It's got to be a connection.
Right. But after
You understand what
I
I'm saying?
do. But after you have sex, do you feel the cuddle hormone raging through your body?
I have to say, I think that's a woman thing, but as a man,
What do you feel?
as a man, hopefully I'm still feeling more energy. So if she's ready to get back into it, we can.
Oh, okay. So you can have lots of discussions. Exactly. Okay.
But if a woman wants to cuddle, that's where the compromise comes in. And you gotta do that. You gotta give her that, right?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes, you do. I mentioned that you're single now, but you were with Serena Williams for quite a few years, and a very tight couple. You've since parted ways, but you tweeted when she won the Australian Open recently, a very lovely tweet, and it ended with #Greatness is among us.
Yes.
And you talk about her as a friend, and it's not easy to maintain a friendship once a relationship ends.
Yes.
So how have you done it, and why was it important for you to do that?
Well, I have to say, not every ex-girlfriend are we still friends, but with some I am.
And she broke up with you, right?
She is, yeah, we had, it was, it was.
So it was making it harder for you to be a friend.
It was kind of eventually a mutual breakup, but she initiated it.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay though. Like for me, we got a great understanding, and I care about her as a person. And I think most of the people that I've dealt with in my adult life, the women that I've dealt with, I care about, so we can keep that friendship. It's not like every person you talk to every other day, but you know, you still have that respect and you have love for them and want to see them do well.
You know, you had said at one point during an interview that maybe it wasn't the right time for both of you, and maybe now would have been, or at some point. Do you think if you had started that relationship now, maybe things would have worked out differently? Do you think about that, or are you not?
I don't think about that, but
Yeah.
I do recognize that if we were both at different points at that time, then the relationship would have been different. But I let the past be the past, grow from the past, and stay in the present.
And learn from the past. And, yeah, exactly. All right, Common, you're the best. No, you are. Before we go to break, folks, the Grammys were last night. Every performer and presenter went home with a pretty incredible gift bag. And guess what? One of them must have fallen off the truck on the way to L.A. because we have it right here. Let's get up here and come on over, Common.
Yes, yes.
I want you to take a look at this, all right? What you're seeing is over $5,000 worth of stuff in that bag, and one lucky audience member is going home with everything that is in the bag. All right. So here's how this is going to work. Yeah, now you like me, huh? Yeah, all right. Before the show, we took a picture of literally everybody in the audience, and they are playing behind us on the video wall right now. You see that blue button right there? When Common pushes this button, hold on, the video will freeze on the picture of our big winner. All right, so Common, whenever you feel like it, you can push the button. Wait, we're going to drive you a mic to you. There you go. Surprise. What's your name, sweetheart?
I'm Maya. Hi.
Hi, Maya. Congratulations. Maya?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Maya, are you single?
Yes.
He is too. Okay. Enough